And welcome down to the court here inside TD Arena for this week's edition of the Coaches Show with the head coach, Earl Grant. I'm Jeff McCarriger. Thanks for tuning in here on cofcsports.com. All right, Coach, a lot to talk about. You guys coming off a great trip down to San Juan. Played a tough opponent, West Virginia, but first things first, let's get to the Citadel game on Tuesday night here inside TD Arena. Great win for you guys, a close game. I know a nail-biter, a lot closer than a lot of CSC fans were hoping, but what a win for you guys and a good morale booster. You guys have been working so hard. Talked to the players after the game, and obviously a great win for you guys.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I mean, just anytime you can win, you're going to be excited about it. It was hard. You know, Citadel had those three seniors, and it was their last chance to beat the College of Charleston, and they gave us their best shot. But I was really happy with our guys, the way they persevered and hung in there and found a way to win the game.
Let's get to that last play of the game. Now, everyone talks about TD Arena, how beautiful it is, and it is. And there's not a bad seat in the house if you're a fan. If you're a radio guy or a TV guy, you can't see a thing. We're sitting here at this table behind us here doing TV. Everyone's standing up, so you can't see at all what happens. So at the end of the game, you guys are up by 2. Ashton Moore, who's having a terrific game for the Citadel, goes to the free throw line. Misses the first one. First free throw miss I think he'd had all night. Misses the second one. I can't even see what happens. I think Ajay came up with the rebound, which ends up being the biggest rebound of the night. But talk us through that and the outlet pass to Canyon and how that game finished.
Man, at the end of the day, he missed a free throw. You know, the crowd did a great job of yelling and jumping around, and that guy, he had been shooting the ball great, made 5 3-pointers, making a lot of free throws, but for whatever reason, he missed that free throw. I think the fans, the students had a lot to do with that, being right behind that basket. And they certainly make a difference anytime they show up at those games. And so he missed that free throw, and Ajay just knocked it out to Canyon, and Canyon went down and dunked the ball.
That ended up being the clincher as the guys win at 59-55. So Ajay Baru just misses a double-double, 9 points, 9 rebounds. He obviously had a good game for you. Canyon Berry really played well last night. I want to get your thoughts on him.
Canyon played great. You know, he really was aggressive driving the ball. We've been trying to get him to rebound more and attack the basket more, and not always just shoot jump shots. And so last night I thought he did a great job of rebounding the ball and also attacking the paint, getting to the free throw line a little bit, but also just getting to the basket and finishing for some high percentage shots.
Yeah, I know the guys did a good job driving last night. Didn't shoot the ball real well last night, just 2 3-pointers. I thought you guys really been shooting the ball fairly well this year, but just 2 for 12 last night. So good that they were driving. Anthony Stitt was driving for you. You know, Donovan Gilmore, let's start with him, one of the freshmen. We've talked about him a lot out of Greensboro, and what a year he's having. Another big night for you last night, 13 points on the road against West Virginia. He was fired up last night.
Yeah, Donovan's talented, man. He's just a live body. I'm really excited about him because he finds a way to help you. And he's got a nose for the ball. The ball finds him, whether it be rebounds. Last night he didn't rebound it great, but the ball just finds him. You know, this ball's bounced to him, he tip it in, or he'll get in a situation where he get it close to the basket and he just finish. Obviously the last point of the game is when Ajay Baru got double teamed and he dropped it off to Donovan. He got that and one. You know, he made the basket and got the free throw. So he just always in the right place at the right time and just a very excitable, you know, young kid.
So again, Donovan Gilmore, just a freshman, a sophomore on this team who I think is having a really good season for you is Joe Chiles. I just wanted you to kind of talk about him and his progression from his freshman year to his sophomore year. I know you weren't here last year, but really you got a chance to see him really improve over the summer and what he's done so far this season. His court vision this year I think has been extremely impressive.
Yeah, Joe's leading us in assists, averaging 4 assists a game. He's done a phenomenal job of finding his teammates for open shots. Last night he didn't shoot it great, but he did go 6 for 6 from the free throw line. And so I thought that was crucial for him to step up late in crunch time and knock down a couple free throws. Certainly, as hard as it was to score in that game, every basket was important, but there probably wasn't too many baskets more important than the 2 free throws that he made late in the game.
You know, it's interesting when we were on the road, I think it was during the scouting report against West Virginia, you told all the big guys, you're like, keep your eyes up and keep your eyes on the guards because they're going to find you. And that's the thing with Joe Chiles. You always have to keep your attention up because you never know when he's going to zip it over to you. I mean, his passing ability has really improved this year.
Yeah, one of the things about big guys, they love to, when a guard drives the ball, they love to look at the rim, getting ready to rebound. Right. But if their man commits to trying to block the shot, a lot of the time the guards will dump it down, and if you're looking at the rim, you don't see the ball, and it results in a turnover for the guard. So, you know, being a former guard, just trying to coach these guys about reacting to penetration. You know, anytime a point guard or any guard, a wing player drive it to the rim, you need to keep your eyes on the player and not the basket. And so Don, he is another thing that Don does a great job of. He's one of our best finishers. He's shooting a great percentage from the field. I think he's up over 65% from the field, which is a phenomenal statistic. It's just because he catches the ball and he just finishes. But he does a great job of keeping his eyes on the guards.
Really good game last night by quite a few players. Guys win it by a final of 59-55, so you guys now 3-4 on the season. Tough part of the schedule coming up. We'll talk about that in the second half of the show. But again, focused on the Citadel last night. Coach Kress and Nate Ross and I talked about it a lot on the TV broadcast last night. I'm sure Everett did on the radio side as well. But, you know, we talked so much about this rivalry and the current players on the court. But last night it was a lot about the coaches and coaches who have coached on both sides. Ryan Freeberg obviously was here last year, now with the Citadel. J.D. Powell, your director of basketball operations, assistant coach, he was at the Citadel, now with the college. What were the emotions like on the bench last night?
You know, it was unique because, you know, Chuck Drizel, I've known him for a while and we've communicated in the past. And I know when he hired J.D. Powell, from Charleston Southern, I actually called Chuck to talk to him about J.D. Powell. And so when I got the job here, I called Chuck to talk about J.D. Powell again. And Quentin Farrell, you know, he was an assistant coach there at the Citadel. I was an assistant coach at the Citadel back in 2002. That was my first Division I job. When I got the job here, Ryan Freeberg was here. So there was a lot of those different emotions, I'm sure. I tried to just stay focused on the fact that it was the next game and we needed to find a way to win. But I know there was some different emotions, underlying emotions flowing in that game because of the history between the two benches.
One last question for you here in this segment. What was it like for you? For those who don't know, Earl actually grew up here in Charleston, went to Stall High School. What was it like for you last night? Did you have any moments where you realized, hey, I can't believe my career and my life has come full circle to being a kid and hearing about this rivalry and then being the head coach for one of the teams?
Not really. I probably felt it a little bit during the game, actually looking down at that bench and just remembering I was on that bench, looking over at this side. And so, you know, one of the assistant coaches, Rob Burke, he's been a friend of mine since 2000. And he was sitting over there on the bench and I was trying to make a play call late in the game with like 2 minutes left. And it was late. We needed a basket. And so I was doing my hand signals. I was verbally trying to communicate it to the players. And Rob, when I looked down there, Rob was looking right in my face. And if I said a certain number, he would know exactly what play it was. And so I had to start hiding, you know, my signals to the players and turning to the side. And it was unique. When I saw that, when I looked down and saw him looking right in my eyes, that's when I realized, I said, wow, it's an interesting game. And just seeing the players on that bench. Because again, I lived that side of it for 4 years as an assistant, 2 years as an assistant, but 4 games back in 2002 to 2004.
Right. Well, it only added to the rivalry last night, and again, a great crosstown rivalry. Dates back to 1901. Hard to believe it goes back that far, but a great win for the guys last night. CFC wins it by a final 59-55. When we come back, a lot more to talk about. Talk about the upcoming schedule as the guys will stay home. A little break here for finals, then we'll stay home. Good to be home here for a while. Some more to come as we continue right after this.
Charleston, it's my hometown. I know the legacy of John Kress and the excitement of Cougar basketball under Bobby Crimmins.
5 seconds to go. Godlock. Oh!
I'm asking you to help me restore the roar at TD Arena.
Step up top to Canyon Berry.
Order your season tickets now.
And welcome back inside TD Arena here on cofcsports.com alongside the head coach Earl Grant. I'm Jeff McCarriger. Thanks for watching this week. Coach, we just wrapped up the win by you guys last night against the Citadel, 59-55. Good win for the guys, and now some time off. Big week for the guys with finals. I think I heard a rumor that Canyon Berry was actually studying last night in the hallway before the game. I know he had a big test early this morning, but this is a tough time for the guys. Good to get some time off and concentrate on their studies here this week.
Yeah, it's a big week. Academics is very important. I mean, we got to graduate our players, and a lot of these guys have several exams, and it's so important that they do have a little bit of time off, especially with the fact that we went to Puerto Rico and we missed a week of class, and also we went to Morgantown, West Virginia right after that. So it's been a lot of travel time, and really got to give these guys some time to try to get ready for these exams. And it's a fine line. I mean, we got to get better as a team as well. So we do have to practice, but I got to be real sensitive on when and what time based on the exam schedules.
So what will you guys do this week now? How much time do they get off? How much practice do you have? Will you guys still work out every day?
Yeah, off today, get in the gym tomorrow, do some skill development, watch some video. The next day, practice. Probably have 2 consecutive days where we practice. Saturday off because the guys got so many exams on Saturday. It's a full day of exams, which is kind of weird because it's a weekend. And then we'll practice again on Sunday. And we'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get ready for South Carolina State. But I think this first part of, this break of time away from games is for us to really focus on getting ourselves better. We got to be better. We got to get in better. It's weird. We got to get in better shape. We got to rest a little bit, but we also got to execute better. We got to get tougher. There's a lot of things we got to do to be more efficient. And so I got to do a good job of planning this week and making sure we practice the things we need to practice. They get enough time to study. We condition some, and they get a little bit of rest. So it's a unique week with 7 days off before the next game, but we got to have a really good, productive week.
Coach, let's talk about these first 7 games of the year in your team. Something I've noticed, I've talked about this off the air a little bit, is that at the 5 spot you've got Ajayi Brew. David Wishon has come in to help you out a little bit. Glenn Pierre has helped you out a little bit. Terrence O'Donoghue's been trying to battle through some injuries, but really it's been Brew at that 5 spot, so that's forced you to have to go to a 4-guard set, which is really good on offense. You're getting some mismatches on offense. Evan Bailey has really stepped up and had a really good couple games for you. But on the defensive end and on rebounding, I know that's kind of a cat and mouse game that you've got to play with that 4-guard set.
Yeah, it really hurt us. It hurt us because of who we were playing, I think. We played UConn and Texas A&M and West Virginia. And so I heard you say a little while ago about the hard part of the schedule is coming up. I thought the hard part of the schedule was already here. Right. We already played the hard part of the schedule. Yeah. We do have another stint with Miami and LSU and Davidson and Charlotte, but it's got a lot to do with the teams we were playing. I think that Evan will be able to get away playing some 4 once we play league games. When you're playing the defending national champ and then with UConn, and then when you're playing the team that leads the country in offensive rebounds with West Virginia, that poses a little bit of a challenge, but that's the best teams in the country. And so for the most part, he'll be able to play some 4. We do need Terrence O'Donoghu to be more productive at the 4, need Dave Wishon to continue to develop. We need those big guys to grow. But Evan's been doing fine. Him and Donovan done a good job at the 4.
Wrap things up. We've been talking about the schedule, and it is just a really difficult schedule this year. We talked about playing UConn and West Virginia and Texas A&M already. And yeah, you got a couple games coming up that'll be good here at home, South Carolina State and then Campbell. But then on the road against Charlotte, home against Davidson, LSU, Miami coming up. I guess the question for you is, we hear the term, especially in the media, of being battle tested.
Right.
Do you believe in teams being battle tested and that this will actually help out towards the end of the year?
I'm hoping that it'll help out towards the end of the year. When I got the job, I just try to focus on the things that I can control. The schedule was already in place. The games were going to come. And, so I think we've managed it well. We were very competitive. Texas A&M game, should have won that game. Was very competitive against UConn. With the West Virginia game, the second half, we didn't compete the way we needed to, but the first half, it was we had Joe Chiles at the free throw line, shooting free throws to cut it to 6. Right. And George Mason, we won that game. So we've been very competitive. This other part of the schedule that's coming up with Miami and LSU, Davidson and Charlotte, that's going to be tough as well. But we're hoping we'll be better during those games than we were back in Puerto Rico because of the practice time and just the growth of our team. So, I think there is a thing about being battle tested, but at the same time, we just got to expect to win some of these games. We got to keep getting better and hope we'll get a breakthrough with our development and we can come in and play well and maybe win some of these big games.
I know it's been exciting for the guys, all the travel that we've done, and it's just getting started, only 7 games in. So congratulations again on the win against the Citadel. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you.
That's Earl Grant, head coach for the College of Charleston. I'm Jeff McCarriger. Our thanks to Kyle and Rob behind the scenes for putting the show together. We'll talk to you again next week right here on cofcsports.com.